Hey yo, it was really good, y'all. You already know it's your boy LaRon. I just came through for a quick broadcast. I know I say it's quick every time, but I never know how long I'm really gonna be in it for, how long I'm really gonna stay. But I just came to chit chat real quick, see what the vibes is with y'all. I was scrolling through I was just looking because you guys I tell you guys all the time that I'm a chart guy and I like to watch charts and I look at a lot of things that's going on. So some things just came to my surprise. I'm like, oh shit. And then, I was breezing through Twitter and Instagram, and I had seen some information about Dream Doll. I seen Dream Doll address Tory, and then for some reason when I seen her address Tory, I said, let me go to iTunes and see where she's at. Went to iTunes, couldn't find her. Went to the iTunes worldwide chart, couldn't find her. I went to the Corp full 1500 chart, couldn't find her there. So I'm like, damn, what's really going on? What's up, Micheline and Joy? How are you guys doing? Yeah, so I just wanted to come with a quick video in regards to um, that situation. I seen, you know, Dream Doll had addressed Tory Lanez on Instagram, and I was just like, you got bigger fish to fry. You know what I'm saying? You got way bigger fish to fry. What's up, Q? And then after I looked that up, I went on Spotify and I said, let me look up these stats for Anitta. Is her name Anita or Anitta? Anitta's Mi Gusta, which features Cardi B. And I looked at it, and to my surprise, it was just like, it's pretty much to me, it seems like the record tanked because that song is only about 200,000 spins away from Tusa, which Tusa has been out for almost a year. A year? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Princess? Yeah, so I just wanted to come chit chat with you guys. And the first thing I just wanted to say is that, you know, I felt like when I felt like this when Dream Doll came out, she said that, Nikki had her removed. Did she say Nikki had her removed from a studio or some shit like that? But I don't know the truth to that or anything like that. Dream Doll moves kind of funny. She's done a lot of funny shit in interviews and stuff when people have asked her about Nicki, and she was like, "Well, I'm inspired by Little Kim. She's inspired by her too." And she did some little funny shit. She started laughing. But when you look at Dream Doll, she looks like she's inspired by Nicki Minaj. You don't look like Little Kim or anything like that. So that was just a little odd to me. You know what I'm saying? Cardi was jocking her. So, um, yeah, that was just a little odd to me. So then you seen like I went to her Instagram page after I was on Twitter and I seen how she addressed Tory. And like this is the crazy thing about it is like that song we getting money, we getting none, we getting That shit was terrible. Terrible. You know a song is terrible when you speak to a 13-year-old. My niece brung that shit up to me. She was like, have you ever heard of this girl named Dream Doll? I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah. People are talking about her song, She was like, I don't really like it. They be knowing real music. Don't sleep on 13-year-olds. My niece brung that shit up to me. She said, you ever heard of Dream Doll? I said, yeah. I said, why? She was like, people are talking about her song, I don't really like it. No, they don't really like that bullshit because they came up to the best. Like, they came up to the best. I never even heard about this until now. What's up, Demo? So, um, the last I even seen that record when her video came out, that shit peaked at like number 60 on iTunes. Hella cocky, and when Tory released his album, of course, Dream Doll had to get in on the fun, and she like dragged Tory. She exposed that he DM'd her like months ago on some shit. No thanks, not interested. That diss track Dream Doll did on Tory though on your head was tough. That's when I became interested. Dream Doll don't really have enough to me. To me, she's aesthetic. Now I ain't gonna lie. When I go through her Instagram feed, She be dressed properly. Like her aesthetic is on point. Like she's a pretty girl. You can't take that from her. Excuse me. You can't take that from Dream Doll. But um, she said that she got better. Like she took some time off and she got better. I just think she got a better writer. Personally, that's just how I feel because she came back sounding really different. And it's crazy that she dissed Tory, and then she's just like, I don't care if my biggest song was the diss that I did to you, or whatever the case may be. Why would you even say some shit like that? That shit is dumb. That shit dumb. That shit dumb. Dream is very pretty. Yes. Um. Let's see. I do not want people in my face singing that out loud. Breath from COVID. No thanks. Yeah. So we just like we living in a day nowadays where we just got like these overly cocky female rappers, and then it was just like I was watching that video that Asian doll did. He talking about I ain't on Billboard. Like niggas rapping for 13 years. Like you sound stupid because the goal is if you're a rapper, what is the point of like you have to realize that Billboard has 100 slots, Asian doll, and and you know what you got to listen to what people say sometimes. The Billboard has 100 slots. She talking about if I give it my 100%, I could get on Billboard. You only got to do but so much to hit number 99. You feel me? Like you only got to do but so much to hit the 99. I just don't get it. Like I don't understand. So I thought that was inappropriate for Dream Doll to take Tory's album release like as a opportunity to say some shit and then expose a DM. Who gives a shit? He sent you that DM based on what I seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. He sent that DM back in May. What was the point of you doing that? Like, was you trying to be funny? Like on some shit? Like, oh, he was reaching out to you when he was possibly talking to Megan. Like, I just don't understand the logistics behind it. But I want to say this. Cardi B came out with this feature with Anitta, right? Me Gusta, right? Now she was just like, I'm on my WAP shit. Let this come out. It's gonna be a global hit or whatever the case may be. That shit dropped out of the top 200 within 2 weeks. Tu sabe, tu sabe. You thought that shit was gonna be that shit. Tu sabe. Tu saw only 200,000 plays below you on Spotify. That's crazy. That's crazy that Tusa has come out on November 27th or November 19th. 200,000 spins away from Migusta on Spotify. That's crazy. That shit is not a hit. And you know what's so crazy? I believe that Migusta is a true reflection of what Cardi B songs would do if it did not have the official playlisting and shit like that. I feel like that is a true reflection. True reflection. Cause Migusta don't got playlists and shit like that. Why they ain't boost that up? Now watch this closely that if that song automatically starts to do good. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. That's all I'm saying. All these new girls bash Nicki knowing that behind the scenes they study her queen book. It's like they're afraid to say she's my inspiration. When it's definitely clear. You seen that clip of Dream Doll in the red sounding like she was doing some pop Nicki shit? It kinda sound cool to me, but come on, sweetheart. Y'all be acting like y'all don't like people. Like tu sabes, me gusta flap. Me gusta is a flap. That shit, and then when I heard that shit like today, I was just like, "Yo, she really tried to bite is it Ivy Queen or Evie Queen? Cardi bitch, Cardi B, bad bitch, fuck out of here, nigga. That shit whack." Yes, about the writer thing. What's up, my gems? She doesn't really have a fan base, clout chasing or clout. Yeah. Like Dream Doll, like sit your ass down. You just trying to you feel like I know it's people like Dream Doll and Asian Doll, they have these things in their mind where they just like, I'm so pretty. Why am I not out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did I not make it? Or why am I not on top? Like, cause you guys are pretentious. Like anybody could rap, Like Remy Ma said back in the days, it takes more than some shades and some shiny lips for me to believe that you a rapper that you could really spit. Like, and you know, Foxy used to say, they said these female rappers think that they could just throw some shades on in a bikini and it's like spit some explicit lyrics and think that that's it. That's not it. I swear to God, think about that. What she said back then really is the truth. She said these female rappers think that they could throw a bikini on, throw some shades on, and spit some explicit lyrics, and it's like you on. It takes a little bit more than that. It's a little bit more complex, especially if you got skill. It takes more than that. Fucking we getting money, we getting that shit is whack. You seen her in a club when that shit was dead? That shit was dead. I seen that shit on Instagram. They was like, yo, no, that was on Twitter. When Dream Doll was in the club going crazy, and she was the only one in the zone feeling that shit. I was like, damn. But yeah, me Gusta, they thought that this was gonna be the worldwide Tusa. Tusa where? Tusa where? Me Gusta fly. That shit fly. I knew Cardi B feature was gonna flop, and this is what I'm saying, Kenneth. That is, I feel like the way that that song is positioned right now on Spotify and out of the top 200 on iTunes, I feel like that will be reflective of a lot of her records. You got to think there's a huge dollar behind WAP. You know what I'm saying? Look at the credits of that song. Not only is that like normally if that's one person single, just you know what I gotta. I'm not a fan of Megan anymore. But are they both leads on that song? Because I don't understand if that's Cardi's single. Why is 1501 information on that leads on that single? Because from what I seen on the charts, it said 1501. I don't know if they did that just because it's a feature artist, but normally when it's one person single from their record label, it just has one record label on it. So, I got to do some research on that. Cardi B, bad bitch. I was like, come on now. Everybody's a bad bitch. Now everybody's talking about they cookie. Come on. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. When I heard that cookie talk on WAP, I'm like, stop it. Stop. 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 Because literally no female rapper, no female rapper do that shit. None of them do that shit. Tu sabes. Tu sabes. That shit is off. That shit is number 40 something on the worldwide charts. Tusa is like two or three slots under that shit. 200,000 spins away from that a song that just came out. It's just certain songs that got it and certain songs that just don't. Tusa is a smash. That song is still getting over almost like 1.2 million spins per day worldwide. Like that's crazy. Oh yeah, I seen Cardi song came and went. Migusto, when did that song happen? It came out about a week or two ago. Cardi B is overweighted. Wendy Williams pumps her up like gas, but she's whack. She'll never beat Nicki. Wendy Williams is just a wave rider. She's a wave rider. Wendy Williams is a Northern Jersey suburban black girl with a wayward opinion who's not from the hood. This is why she linked with a nigga like Kevin Hunter, who's from Brownsville, because she's a lame rural suburban girl who needed a nigga from Brownsville because she talked mad shit on the radio and she felt like she needed a nigga like Kevin Hunter to hold her down. She felt like she had the dollars coming. I'm telling y'all, check out my brainstorm. Wendy Williams is a suburb girl who linked up with Kevin Hunter, who's from Brownsville. That Brownsville shit means a lot of shit to people who from New York. Just to let y'all know, if you don't give a fuck, if a girl's fucking with a nigga from Brownsville, she just feels like, oh, he's that nigga. He's gonna hold me down. He's smacking down anything coming at me, and I can understand that in her industry. But she got the wrong Brownsville nigga. A lot of the girls who I meet who are from like, cause I'm from upstate New York, but a lot of the girls who I know who are from Brooklyn, they be like, yo, you date a Brooklyn nigga, he's gonna whip your ass. Like they just, I don't know. I don't know if Kevin ever beat Wendy's ass. I don't know if there was any rumors of that, but girls joke about that shit all the time. But you know, that's the thing about them girls in that tri-city area, the tri-state area. Like they love Brooklyn niggas. I don't know what it is. They just do. She saw she was, she swore she was going to be a Tusa moment too. Tusa where? Tusa where? That shit is falling off the charts. That shit ain't top 200 on iTunes. Y'all niggas need to buy soon. Buy soon. Do a streaming party. Do a buying party. Discount discount the song for Cardi. Y'all gotta do it because that was supposed to be. I think they wanted me Gusta to be the worldwide smash that followed up WAP. So it was just like, oh my God, she has two songs on the charts right now. I mean, Gusta is just doing XYZ and ZYA, and WAP is holding up this and that. And me Gusta, tu sabes, tu sabes. That's all I want to know. Tu sabes. I think that's because they forced to hate Nicki because I don't understand the hate. Pretty soon, Mulatto will be dissing her. You think Mulatto will diss Nicki? I don't know about that. She showed a lot of love. She showed a lot of love. Q said, "Bro, listen, WAP is not a hit. Let's be honest. The YouTube views are what charted the song. Gusta is a dub because it's flopping. It'll mysteriously start charting. Same thing that happened with. Yep, yep. Bookmark that. Bookmark it. Guaranteed. I don't know, Natalie. I felt like they did a payola investigation, but who knows what the real results of it from? I felt like they didn't really dig deep because if they dig deep, why are certain songs getting 5 million updates? Why is a song like "Move Your Hips" still not cracked the top 100 of all radio songs? It's still like under getting 100,000 audience per day, and then you got certain songs that's just getting way more audience per day, like a million audience per day, 2 million audience per day. Why? Um, when I was listening to that Jaguar Wright, when I was listening to that Jaguar Wright interview, she was saying how when she came out with her album back in like 2001, 2002, she basically didn't even have a radio budget. You know what's so crazy? I have to think about this like in the logistics of everything. If you compare an artist like a Nicki Minaj and a Cardi B, Nicki is not in a 360 deal. Cardi B is in a 360 deal. What people don't understand in the 360 deal is that when she goes on tour, like she keeps her money from her tour. When she sells her merchandise on that Nicki Minaj Queen.com, that doesn't go back to the label. Like if you watch her, see, if I was doing edited videos, I would throw it in, but it's a clip where she was just like she really fought for that, and Lil Wayne gave her touring, her merchandise, everything. She does not have a 360 deal. So if you think about it, her deal is a little different. So I don't think Beyonce has a 360 deal either because when it came to recording her album, she said that she recorded her whole album on her own, and then she came to Columbia and just brung it to them like boom. Like she didn't use no advancement money or anything. And I kind of think Nicki is in the space of like that too. She don't really need an advance from a label like to just do her album. She really don't if you think about it. So I wonder if she is spending that money like in radio budget. Like you just never know. So if you don't have a 360 deal, how does that all work out? But then we heard Nikki say out of her mouth, she said, I don't have a 360 deal, so I don't expect the label to do everything for me anyway. You understand? So you have to realize her campaign is a little bit harder, and that's why when Queen came out, we got so many different videos in the beginning because you got to think she shot that Ganja Burn video. She did a couple of few things that when that album dropped, like she had the Chun Li, the Barbie Tings, even though Barbie Tings was that on the deluxe version, but that Ganja Burn came out the first week of the album. Like, and it's certain things like when you got that 360, that heavy playlisting and shit like that, your shit is just gonna go through the channels. But when you gotta fight a little harder, it's almost like shit. She might as well be independent on some real shit. Yeah, I agree. Cardi trying to do two side numbers, two side where that shit flopped. I don't care what nobody say. Go to iTunes top 200 and see if you can find that shit. Google Spotify charts. Look up on the global charts and see that shit is a few slots away from Tusa. Tusa is green with a green arrow pointing up, saying up in views. Migusta has no up, no down. It's just like at 46 or wherever that shit is at. You notice she hasn't said anything about dropping her album. All the girls waiting on Nicki to drop her post. Yeah, they is. Yeah, they all waiting to see what she's gonna do because they know that. See, look, they kind of want that era of like when Queen came out last year. Like, I love the fact, and a lot of people they was just like when Nicki came out with Chun Li. I even see my friends on Facebook. They like, oh, she couldn't even let Cardi have her moment. Why she came out with Chun Li, whatever. When Nicki did that shit, she was fighting against all odds. And number one, she's been a signed artist in this game way before Shorty. She was on schedule to drop her shit. The fuck? Why wouldn't she drop her shit? She was on schedule. I'm pretty sure her album. I'm pretty sure her fifth album was supposed to be out already. Tanya TKO premiere. Men Don't Worry. Woman Who. Oh, I'm pretty sure her fifth album was supposed to be out already. Is she even promoting it? I don't know. I'm interested to see what that damn with those people from the Hamptons. Let me ask y'all a question. I got to read these comments a little quicker. Do y'all think that I think that those people in the Hamptons who cuz you listen, you have to be smart about shit. Like you really really have to be smart. And this is why when I was making that video the other day and I was like, "Really, let's think about the problematic female rappers." Cardi B is the most problematic female rapper. I don't give a fuck how much success she has, how many number ones you. I don't give a fuck. Just like Foxy used to say, bitch, I don't give a fuck about what Range Rover you drive. I had a Bentley at 15, Lambo at 16. I was sick. I don't care about none of that number one shit. That girl is problematic. You blasted them white people all over your damn Instagram and Twitter page or wherever you did, and now they suing that ass for 20 million. And not to be funny or nothing, I think they gonna win. And I feel like God will humble you in so many ways. The way that her sister treated them people, like let's be clear. Let's be clear, right? I'm from the hood. We do shit sometimes when we feel like people are, being prejudiced or being, being racist or whatever. We act up, but guess what? The difference between us and them is that we're not famous. You can do shit like that, and they might call the cops, and then you might end up walking off like, yeah, whatever, whatever, whatever. As long as y'all ain't fight, they ain't gonna arrest you. Or depending on if they racist, they might try to bag you on some shit like that, right? But we're regular civilians. You cannot take somebody's you can't take somebody's videos of them and post them shits online and saying all this racist rhetoric and shit like that, and you got people thinking that about them, then yeah, they can act like they ain't sleeping. Yeah, they can act like they ain't eating, that they feel like they're in danger, and they're gonna fucking milk you dry. They're gonna milk you dry. You can't do that shit. We have to keep it 100. These artists do need PR and structural foundation. Unfortunately, the SoundCloud, aka YouTube, IG fame artist isn't ready for the real industry. I agree. Seems like all these rappers talk about nowadays is WAP. I miss the rappers talked about the real life scenarios, brainwashing the youth. Facts. Nothing at all. Nothing. Megan made WAP go number one in the controversy behind it, not Cardi. I would beg to differ. I would beg to differ. I hate to say this, the truth. Megan doesn't have star power like Cardi B on that type of level. And you know what? I don't want to even say that she has more star power than Cardi B. She doesn't have the pull that Cardi B her label has. Like we really exposed some shit. Like it was this thread on Twitter when they were showing like when Nicki songs is released, the reach that she has. Like I think when Move Your Hips was released, the playlist exposure was maybe like 50 million or less. WAP has over 123 million exposure on playlisting on Spotify. She's positioned right. That's what I'm saying. She's positioned right. They make sure that she's positioned right. Megan sometimes is positioned right on the charts too, but Megan is not the reason that song went number one. I will have to disagree with you with that. I will have to disagree with you with that. Laurent, do you think Tory album really recording its lowest sales ever? For one, I want to say I never really tracked Tory's record sales, but they said it was going to sell 40 to 50K the first week. So I think that if he's independent, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's good. What's up, bro? I think if he does 40 to 50K first week, I think that that's good personally because do $10 times 50K. That's a lot of money. And especially if even if you don't have no radio you know any radio tracks or anything like that, people are still going to stream it, people are still buying it, so it is what it is. Kayunta. Megan low-key still in Cardi B shine. You think so? Tell me why you think she's still in her shine though, like, and in which type of way? I still look at Megan as like a low key, as a low tier female rapper. I don't give a fuck with all that shit. I'm not impressed by a Coach ad, sweetheart. I'm sorry, I'm just not, cause people ain't really rocking that shit. I see. I could say this and somebody be like, "Oh, you're hating." No, Coach, come on. Now we seen Megan doing like now. I can't hate on Cardi getting that Balenciaga shit. Yeah, that's a move or whatever. You got you're the face. You know they switch that shit up every so often. Wasn't I'm trying to think who was the face of Louis Vuitton or who was the face of Balenciaga before. But all in all, that doesn't mean you have a clothing line through them. Like you had a Fashion Nova clothing line. You didn't have a Fendi line. Like you had a Fashion Nova line. You didn't have a Balenciaga line. You did some promo. Like, yo, I think it's just being the New Yorker in me and just seeing shit, but like we don't really be impressed by small shit like that. Like I'm not impressed by like I ain't impressed by that shit. I'm just not. So let me hurry up. So Megan, she oozes toxic femininity, toxic. Megan just kind of oozes, and this is not even in regards to the shooting incident. Like, I believe something definitely did happen to her, but I do believe that she's a liar. And I do think that Megan is a little phony. I'm sorry. I do think Megan is a little phony. The truth is, I don't think she's going to show us the baby. I don't think she is either. I don't think Nicki Minaj is going to show us her baby until she's ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? She ain't going to do no damn performance. She ain't going to do no performance expose. And this is another thing. Megan Thee Stallion is going to SNL. It's like Rock Nation and Beyonce and them is really pulling the strings. They are really pulling the strings to make this chick. And all I want is that debut album to come out. I really, really, really hate that we are in the days of streaming plus streaming plus sales, because I can guarantee you that when Megan Thee Stallion comes out with her album, and this is not to say she might do 100K, but her pure sales is going to be about 35 or probably lower. 35 to 50. I give her 50K pure sales. I give her 50K pure sales. Like I don't even think it's gonna be that. See, these streams really be having people gassed, gassed. If she don't release that album this year, she's really gonna sleep on that then. Because I know Jay Z, he's a smart man when it comes to marketing and shit too. If they don't drop that album this year, Megan gonna lose all that steam from that. She got to drop her album this year. She got to. And I know, like, I don't go fuck with nobody saying they could talk all that shit about, Nicki songs going up and then the next week they fall down or whatever the case may be. But a homegirl ain't scrambling in the pandemic right now. Nicki don't got to touch no stage for 5 to 10 years, and I could bet my life on that. She don't got to do that. These people are scrambling. This is why we see people doing these virtual damn shows. What the fuck? What? A virtual concert? Sit your ass down. Let the world heal, but you got to get those chips. You got to get those chips. Like, you got to. And I believe that being that Jay Z, think about the link. Jay Z is close to Live Nations. He's like, Jay Z is close to Live Nation. They're probably like, oh, give me a guinea pig. Let's see how this electronic concert is gonna go. Yeah, let's throw Megan Thee Stallion at them. Throw her at them. I'm pretty sure those sales were piss poor. You think people really bought into that shit? I think they probably made a few dollars, but it ain't enough to split it between. Listen, you got to think about it. When you have a management team and a 360 deal like that, Megan does have a 360 deal. The way 1500 broke down that deal, she has a 60-40 deal. That means that they get 60%, she gets 40, but then with her 40%, she still got to split that shit between Rock Nation, pay management, pay your whole team, and do all of that shit. That shit is crazy. So you pretty much don't even make money off your music. True, when WAP was released, I saw followers on my EG saying Cardi is the queen of rap. Puh, I ain't never see that. Cardi and her sister are very problematic. For some reason, their behavior is celebrated and excused. I believe it. But guess what? They're gonna make them pay for that shit. They're gonna make them pay for that shit. Them people have a case against them, I believe. And I mean, trying to think of what to say. I ain't saying that, like, listen, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. Cardi will never be humbled as long as she have a victim mentality. She's always a victim. And that's narcissism, to be honest with you. Or they gonna win, and it's gonna be a big lesson for her. That's gonna fuck that's yo. If they win that 20 million, but you know what? They said that they're suing her. So are they suing Cardi and her sister for 20 million? Or is it just kind of like a collective thing? Cardi fucked up. She gonna have to settle with those folks. Yep. She definitely is. And trust me, if that's a settlement, they ain't going even 10 million is gonna hit your pockets. That's gonna hit your pockets. And like real talk, if they spent all of that money like on that video and shit, if you can't perform right now, like somebody drop in the comments, when do you think that people are going to when do you think that people are going when do you think the world is going to open up again and like people are going to actually be able to go to shows and shit like that? You know how they said that we're going to run into a apocalyptic fall where the COVID numbers are supposed to go up? Oh, there won't be no concerts at least until 2021. Like I don't see, unless they're going to do some small little club shit like, you see certain people like Dream Doll risking their lives having these damn parties in Atlanta. Dude, they will do anything for a dollar, but you know what? These are the artists who are not set up. Like at this point, y'all need to just go get regular jobs. Like real talk. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing. Like open up your OnlyFans, do some shit because this pandemic is getting to a lot of them. It's getting to a lot of them. It's like it's a pandemic and none of them had a plan in it. Like they ain't have no plans in it. People front about Megan's popularity big time, big time. Megan is a low. Listen, let me keep it a stack with you, right? Megan the Stallion, her buzz right now does not even equal mixtape Nicki buzz features before Pink Friday came out. And I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Megan the Stallion buzz right now is lower than mixtape Nicki, leading up to Bedrock, leading up to My Chick Bad. It's lower than that shit. Do y'all remember when Nicki used to step on stage and perform that shit with Ludacris at all them little shows? Like we looked forward to that shit. Her energy was just different. Megan don't have that. For one, she don't kill features like that. So ain't nobody calling her. Who cares? You got Girls in the Hood, Savage, all that. Yeah, you did that, but it's like you kind of need those features. You got to show that you can own the track too and give people a reason to listen. Like I don't care what nobody say. When a lot of these dudes be wanting a female on the record and they know that they're going to upgrade the track and they know that they're going to give their all, they're going to call Nicki Minaj. They know that she's business. She takes that shit serious. When you listen to a Nicki song, you could tell that she wrote that shit with every beat, second timing, everything. Like she's on it like that. She on it. I'm so mad the baby never released iPhone as a single because that was one of her best flows, raps. Like she killed that shit. They don't support her music like that. Hold on. Mm, I don't know, Monique. I hope she does, but I feel like the hip hop game is done. They've been very cold to Nicki, so I don't think that she's gonna show. I think she's gonna show her baby when she's ready. To be honest with you, people would be talking about Cardi and Offset, but they steady talking about Meg. Mm, they just talking about Megan because of the situation. Megan needs a more substance in her music. That's what I'm saying. It's exhausting. Like it's her subject matter is literally surface level and it's exhausting. All she talks about is G and niggas and shopping at the mall with somebody daddy and being a finesser. That's all she talks about. Y'all ready for the Latin Grammys? When are they going to announce that? I wonder when they're gonna announce that. What's up, Chocolate? Did you notice on the Meg Vogue cover that dress she got on is so Beyonce? Everything is so Beyonce in regards to Megan. Like when it comes to her performances, like Taraji Henson, P Henson speaking for her in the damn magazine. It's like they think that people don't see this shit, and that's why like one of the things Jaguar was talking about. She was like, what's so crazy? You could tell when people, and this is not being funny to Storm Monroe or anything, but she was dropping some shit like when Jaguar was talking to Storm Monroe, just a quick segue, she was talking about an artist and she was talking about Jay Z and Beyonce. And this nigga was just like, I don't know. And I'm just like, Jay Z, Jay Z. He was like, Mary J. Blige don't like no female. She don't like anybody, but there's one female that she does like. It's because she likes her man. And he's like, has he worked with her before? Yeah, he's like, Nas? Um, he named everybody but Jay Z. I'm like, Jay Z. Yeah. Mary J. Blige loves Jay Z, but this ain't about that. I'm not even about to go into that because I have a history of going on tangents, and then I'm gonna fucking forget how I even got there. So you let me do that. Megan is a lower tier female rapper because Cardi is more uh, pala- palatable to the media and white people. People don't want to say it, but it is true. It is. I think she eventually will. I think if she does it, she'll do it on her documentary. That's the one thing I hate about Nikki. She always talk about she got some surprises coming, and then she go ghost for like 3, 4 months. But she knows she's that bad of a bitch that she don't care about this shit. Like, to be honest with you, like this whole like Cardi, she got to go online and she got to vent and go off and la la la, and he's like I can't lie to him. Within the past few weeks, maybe it may be too soon to speak. It seems like she's toned it down a little bit, but like Nikki don't got to do that. She comes out, she releases a video, she releases a promo photo. It gets people talking, it gets the blogs talking. Her talent is what wins. Like you know what I'm saying? It's sad that when this whole Tory shit happened, that I felt like Megan was gonna use this as an opportunity to promote something, and then all of a sudden WAP came out. You know, I just feel like it's coincidental. It's just coincidental. Everything seems like with Megan that it's tactful. It's just tactful. Mm. It's a tactful situation because even when she started promoting that text message shit through with Savage, I'm pretty sure that was around the time she linked up with Cardi, and then that damn Savage shit happened. So she stole that whole text message shit from her because she was doing that shit before when she first came in. Let me read the comments faster. What do you guys think of Tory's album? I think that it was a pretty good album. I think it was pretty good, and I'm not even a huge Tory Lanez fan, so I think that he did good on the project. It's getting it's being received well from a lot of people who listen to it as well. So you know, I didn't hear anybody say that it was a bad album. People don't rock with Megan like that. And what's true is like when I went up north, like they wasn't even really playing her music like that. Megan got all the attention because of her personal shit. More of the money is pushed towards Fraudy B. True. Mary J. Blige blasted female rappers last week, saying Little Kim is the blueprint. That's my sister. Cardi B is kissing Kim's ass the way she thought. Mary expressed. All right. Mary J. Blige blasted female rappers last week, saying Little Kim is the blueprint. That's my sister. Cardi isn't kissing Kim's ass the way she thought. Mary expressed Kim feeling outcast. Kim had her time, and Kim needs to understand that and just move the fuck on. You didn't hold that shit down like Nicki. You didn't have verse by verse by like Nicki cemented herself in a different way than Kim did. Kim was more Kim was more relationship bound, I think. She was more so trying to be loved by people, and she wanted to have shit like, oh, Mark Jacobs is my best friend. Like he did a t-shirt line for me. He's my baby. But you wasn't putting the music out like that. When Kim went to prison, her career went down. When she went to prison, her career was never the same again after that. It just never was. I think Megan will do 50K total. Damn, I'm that far behind? Oh shit. No, I wasn't that bad. They treated Beyonce and Drake's baby crazy disrespectful. Nicki peeped that and they treated her no way she's showing her baby. Damn, I didn't even think about that. Lacey. That's a good point of view. Yeah, his album was great, beginning to end. And then you got people like Dream Doll, Asian Doll, um, coming out just doing shit like just for attention. They doing that shit just because they think like in their mind they think Megan is they're low hanging fruits too. So Megan is just a tier above them. So they feel like, oh, she's up, so we got to cheer for her because she might come back and do a record with us. That's what that is. That's what that's all about. Jay Z would do something that make a company purchase her album and give it to her fans for free. Hmm. Remember they was trying to do that title exclusive shit. I think Nicki really hated that shit. Like real talk, because they did that shit for Feeling Myself. They fucked her record up with that shit. They released that video exclusively to damn title. That was fucked up. Nicki is the only artist remaining that can still snatch pure sales. If the industry was to remove streams from being counted as sales or profit, these chicks would be nothing. That's the truth. These streams, I'm telling you, like it's making people who are not, it's making people really feel themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really, really making them feel themselves when because the Sugar went gold. But I'm interested to know what are the pure cells behind that project. What are the pure cells behind Sugar? If Megan had a chance to do the Savage remix video with Beyonce, it wouldn't it wouldn't have did better than WAP. I agree to that because I feel like Cardi has that she has that magic behind the scenes as far as like what they do for her records. I agree with that. I definitely can. And you know what? It all makes sense now. Think about it. Beyonce didn't do that. Beyonce didn't do that. They wouldn't have did a video for Savage Remix because that was too close to her new project, Black is King coming out. So I just feel like that would have just it would have set the wrong tone for her album. If you could understand what I'm saying, I think it just was the wrong time. Because once I realized what was going on, I was like, oh, this is why she didn't come out and promote her shit with Megan because Black is King was just too close. It would have looked it was that's a conflict of interest to me personally. It make facts, Sorrel. Hennessy is gonna be the fall of Cardi B. She's ignorant as fuck. She's ignorant. Like you little 2 foot treasure troll. Like that's crazy. That shit is crazy. She really is. Hennessy is gonna be the fall of Cardi B. If they win that lawsuit, I think they're gonna be successful. Like I really do. That man was saying that he ain't sleep and oh they got gang members and this and that. Yeah, you better. Hmm. Oh, they definitely gonna pay. The Italians ain't playing with them. See, Yansky, I believe the same thing. I really do. They lawyered up. They like fuck that, and I'm pretty sure like you play the game. It's just like when you get into a car accident, you go to these irrelevant doctors' offices, acting like your neck hurts, going through all of this shit. You make your settlement better. Even if they settle out of court, if they sued her for 20 million, they ain't taking less than 10. They ain't taking less than 10. Mark my words, they ain't taking less than 10, and that's still a hit. That's still a lick. Damn, I'm that far behind. I think summer 2021. You're talking in regards to tours. Yeah, I can't rock with Tory. Yeah, I can't rock with the Tory Lanez thing. I would be emotional if somebody shot me. I just feel like we need more details in regards to that. And if next summer is when touring comes back, a lot of these artists is going to lose. These record labels are cringe. These record labels is bringing in thin revenue. Like, if they ain't doing no shows, somebody better start. Listen, we ain't having no concerts at least to the end of 2021, maybe top of 2022. Damn. Cardi has so many open cases. It's crazy. I can picture her actually making money paying these lawyers and being in and out of court. See? What's the name? Tasha K just seemed too cozy. Like either like let me just say this, right? I feel like with Tasha K, either she's cozy in a point where she's kind of like separated money and like, maybe she, converse with her lawyers and they kind of know, like, say if she does win the lawsuit, it's only gonna be XYZ amount of money. So she's probably like, okay, I made that already. Stash that over there. If she wins, she wins. If she don't, she don't. But then if you listen to a lot of her verbiage, she's saying they're waiting for Cardi to turn over her Instagram DM. So it seems like this lawsuit is pretty stifled because she's not going to turn that shit over. If you know that, like, she got to know that she was a grimy chick because you was in them DMs probably talking hella shit, doing all that. And let me tell you something. When they subpoena you like that, you can delete them DMs all you want to. That shit is saved somewhere. That shit saved somewhere. You think it's not saved somewhere, but that shit is saved. You can't get rid of that shit. Like they'll end up like bringing all of that back. They said it wasn't any concerts until 21. They've been announced that 21 when though. Like you know what I'm saying? The end of 21. You think United Kingdom had a nice setup for outside concert I saw recently. Hmm. That might be interesting if they have like if they're like separated. Like my niece went back to school and she told me that all of the kids in the class is like 12 feet apart from each other. She's so happy to go back to school, yo. Like these kids, like they, this whole pandemic has took a toll. Like if you think about it in the United States during our lives, we've never been through anything like that. So these kids have been out of school since last year. Like that's crazy. They've been out of school since last year, so a lot of them is just happy to get back and have that interaction with their friends. I low key feel like Nikki is giving Megan advice right now. I think Nikki looks at her like a little sister. I don't think so. Why would you think that? I don't think she's doing that. I think Nikki is looking at Megan like you figure it out on your own. That shit don't got nothing to do with her. She got bigger fish to fry. She got bigger fish to fry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of like, no, I don't think she. Nicki Underground Buzz was epic, bro. Niggas lined up ready to work with Nick. She did damn near 20 features and stamped her name in mainstream media before her debut. I want to be honest, like I can probably like I want see I me and my homeboy we used to do shit like this. Like say for instance, he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do Jagged Edge songs and you gonna do 112, right? Me and him would battle each other with R&B songs going back and forth, and I could kill Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, all of these rap chicks with a Nicki feature separately and all. I could kill them with one feature, like one of her features will beat all of them. Hello, good morning, that will eat all of them. My chick bad will eat all of them. It's like, and I'm not trying to be funny. Shut me up in the comments and tell me what features is going to see those. What features is going to see those? What else did she have on the Usher Little Freak? I forget about that one a lot, but that was a huge record. The fucking Monster. Like, let's really think about these chicks' features. Megan did a track with Money Bad. Well, no, what was his name? What's that rapper name down here from A Leaf? The Crip dude. Maxo Cream. Who the hell is that messaging me? What? Hold on a second. Shit, whatever. Megan credibility is in question after her collab with Cardi and the Tory problem. I just really don't feature her no more. Transformers is one of Nicki's most underrated verses. Transformers is one of her most underrated verses. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, who cares about the chart position and people getting these streams and shit like that? These girls' skill, their skill is just it don't match up. It don't match up, and then like I would rather be known as being the best in my lane in my field. Do you guys ever think like this? Do you think female rap could ever take another drought again? Like, what if Nicki stopped? Like, do you think female rap could ever go through a drought again like it did before, like in the 2000s, where it was just like you didn't hear anything from anybody, and then boom. Like, I don't think it could, because Nicki is so powerful. So if she drops a record at any time, like, she could do it. And then while we got these other girls being playlisted heavy and doing shit like that, like, I really feel like Doja Cat could have it. She sounds really good on that new record by Sweetie. It's called Birthday or some shit. She sounded good on it. How she started her verse off or whatever. I feel like Doja Cat knows the methodology to make a good song. I do. I hope Nicki drops her albums next year, because there's a lot of competition that's coming late this year. Yeah. Yep. Every time she on them Lil Ju made it be. Because of a problem, nobody stop them. We hate them, pop them regardless. Yeah. Captain Hook just went gold, but how many how many pure sales did that song sell? It went gold off of streams. Yeah, Nicki should wait till 2021. I don't think she is though. I think she's gonna drop her album probably around Christmas, or like holiday season. So I think the reason Beyonce, Jay Z, the fan base are pushing Meg is because they want Cardi B the fuck out of here. Real talk, Beyonce don't fuck with Cardi. You really think so? She had pictures with her and stuff like that. See, Beyonce's the type of person, she's not gonna do a record with you to kind of compromise her. She's not gonna compromise her artistry. Like, if she's not just gonna do that. So even when they tried to say that Cardi had a record with Beyonce, I personally didn't believe it, because Beyonce just don't collaborate with people easily like that. You know what I'm saying? Megan is the homegirl. She's from Houston. She's the biggest female rapper who's ever come out of this city. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce's from this city. So it's like the Houston hottie. I'm pretty sure in somewhere in Megan's head, she was just like, wow, everything just kind of came together. I'm close to Beyonce. I'm from Houston, even though recently people have been saying she's from San Antonio originally. But it's like, it's probably like a dream come true to her. It's like, shit, like, what more could you want? I got Beyonce on my side. I got a Beyonce feature, but your debut album still ain't come out. Megan has huge shoes to fill. Because if that album flop, let me tell you, like, the traditional way that female rappers kill shit. And I think Nicki is kind of old school in that matter, because before Foxy Brown came out, before Little Kim came out, they had these campaigns. They kill these remixes. They go in, they drop these records. If you notice it, Nicki's been feature, feature, feature. Like, her strategy, and they know this in the music industry, she does features before the album comes out, because it builds up. It builds. Like, regardless of, like, we're in a different in a different place right now. But regardless of what they're doing, it's just like you have to do to her. She doesn't just drop music and just be like, "Oh, my album's coming out." It's like, no, you want to kind of give people a taste up until the album comes out. You don't want to just just drop like that. That's been her method since the beginning. It just is. We all know that Jay-Z is a businessman. Rock Nation will make sure that Megan's album does numbers. Just like, didn't Kanye just talk about Jay-Z owning his, wait, owning whose masters? Owning his masters? Because I mean, Rock Nation is her management. And shit, they probably, when that whole renegotiation came up with her in 1501, I think they're the one who kind of pushed her to do the renegotiation, Megan to do the renegotiation, because you got to think about it. If your label's getting 60% of your money, you're bringing us back to 40, then we got to split it between you. Management just don't get 10% all the time, depending on how strong arm they about it. Managers get between 10 to 30%. So if you're split, if you 40% and they taking 30%, you got 10%. So think about it. I didn't even like put it in this type of perspective. Like, because Jaguar White was saying in her interview, she was like, after you get your percentage, you got to pay your staff with that shit. You got to reimburse the label back with that shit. So there's basically no money. And this is why you see somebody like her doing Coach ads. How much you think Coach paid her to do that shit? You think they gave her hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote that shit? Hell no. Hell no. No. I don't think so. I think Nicki verse on C Now was one of her top five verses. I hated that song. You like that, Shanice? I didn't. That was one of my least favorite verses. Megan will never return to her hometown. Her ex people knows what's up, like Cardi. And I felt bad for her in regards to that. Why you say Jay Z's a hater? Jay Z is a businessman. He'll pull strings to make sure her album does crazy numbers. Didn't Kanye just expose Jay Z for holding on to his masters? Yeah, yeah. But 1501 still got a hold on that. So, and that's even, as recent as, look at the Cardi B and her song 1501 is listed in those credits on that. So they getting that money. It don't say nothing about Rock Nation, I don't think, because that's not her label. Some way, some way, Megan is tied to Atlantic. That's why the deal was made to do what? The 360 twins. That's crazy. For real. And they have to invest so much to BB and promote Cardi. These white folks going to teach Cardi a lesson. I'm sure the MAGA supporters will donate all type of funds to make sure that they have top-notch attorneys. Ding, 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 ding. I agree with you, Micheline. I agree. They probably got a fund. Like, let's go on GoFundMe after we get off of this shit and see if they got a fund. They do shit like that. They really, really do. They do. Yeah, Transformers was crazy, and her iPhone verse was crazy too. And I ain't just trying to be funny. Check me if I'm wrong. Like, if there is a verse that Cardi did on the feature, like if there's a verse that Megan did that you just felt like, yo, she bodied that shit. I don't ever get that from them. I don't ever get that from them. I don't ever listen to a verse and just be like, yo, she went the fuck in. I'll listen to a song like Captain Hook and be like, oh, she rode the beat. Like, like, oh shit, okay. It's go okay. She did her thing, but it's nothing substantial where I could just be like, oh shit, she bodied this shit. She don't never give me that. She don't never give me that. Like, and I really believe when Nikki said that shit years ago, she said, some way if I'm rhyming and a nigga don't do the stink face or they don't feel like that in my records, it's not cool. And it's not cool. But that's a New York thing. But it's a true artist New York thing. And that's how you could tell Cardi is not a true artist. She's not a true artist. That even goes back to like when Foxy did Oh Yeah, and she was like, y'all only nice around mics like Pippin. If you really think about it, y'all only nice around mics like Pippin. Like, it makes you think. She's not nice like that. If you think about it, that's what Megan called herself trying to do, doing a lot of features before her album. But where's the features at? I don't see nobody. I don't see I don't see nobody doing features with Megan. You point me in the direction because I would love to hear them. Been liking Doja since MySpace. I didn't even know she was on MySpace. I've probably been off that site since then. I believe in Megan Pure Cells is low in sugar, in my opinion. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, LaRon, the industry is trying to lower bars for these new female rappers because they realize that Nicki is on a different level for hell's sakes. She on a transcendent level. Yep, I agree. I definitely agree. And I believe that Cardi B lowered the bar for female rappers. She didn't make it. She didn't make the bar. She didn't raise the bar. She lowered it. She made, she made people like, coming from an era. And I'm not one of those people who glorify high fashion name brands and shit like that. But I'm sorry. I'm a New Yorker. Mixing Givenchy with Fashion Nova is not swag. That's some bird shit. You would never like, yo. And if you even notice that shit, Little Kim and them, they'll never do that shit. Imagine catching Foxy Brown with a fucking Dior bag with some damn Fashion Nova jeans. That shit is just not swag. That's that broke shit. And I'm not saying that Fashion Nova is not like, a brand that people can wear, women or men or whatever the case may be. But mixing that shit, Cardi B watered down. She just watered the shit down, in my opinion. She watered it down. Like, nah. Nah, that shit is not cool. That shit is not cool. That shit is not swag. I mean, how the fuck you got a Chanel bag on with some $20 jeans like that? To me, that's how we used to identify people who used to wear fake shit. Like you got some. It's like okay, I'm supposed to believe you got Evisos on. So these jeans is like what back in the day, Evisos was like 300, but then your sneakers is leaning. Then that's when we figured out people have fake Evisos. Like you know what I'm saying? You got to put two and two together. I just like it's a lot of little things that she did that I feel like she just watered the game down. Fashion Nova is not swag. Like you mixing Fashion Nova with Givenchy and mixing it with Ferragamo, like nah. That's my opinion though. I'm sorry. Megan literally had two biggest fuck features 1 year apart. Hot Girl Summer with Nicki, Savage with Beyonce, two legends. When she teamed up with Cardi, I was shocked, honestly. But you know what's so crazy? I don't even view her feature with Cardi as like big as the one with Nicki and Beyonce. Like people was on Twitter like, wow, Cardi had a feature with this. She had a feature with hold on a second. I got this pomegranate. Do y'all like I'm pretty sure y'all been to Chipotle, but you know those Nantucket nectars? I got the pomegranate cherry. That shit is so good. I call myself tomorrow like I'm going back on my keto shit because I just been consuming too much sugar lately. Like I've been consuming too much sugar, so I called myself tonight. I went to Chipotle. I got me a bowl, and I was just like, "This is the last night. Tomorrow I'm back on my shit because the holidays is coming. Be around family and shit. Nobody want to be around family bloated and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get right back on my shit, and because I know within the past month or so, I gained some weight back because I could just feel it. You ever just be eating too much sugar and carbs, and you could just literally feel your jeans getting tighter? They donated all types of money to George Zimmerman. That's a fact. It was over 250,000. Cardi B is a gimmick and a puppet in the industry, and she tried to destroy Nicki, but they plan failed. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you really feel good within that? And then you want to get in interviews talking about it's another female rapper, and she's dominated for years, and she's still dominating. Yeah, you thought that you was gonna ruin her. You thought that you was gonna ruin her, and people really thought that Nicki was like probably being fake when she was just like, we was at this event in front of all of these people, and she was like, I'm in there with a gown on, and she comes in here like attacking people, throwing shoes and shit. This is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. Like Nikki might have been like if you want to consider it problematic when she was like, I'm not doing the photo shoot. You got pickles on the damn tray, or the VMAs didn't recognize my video and this and that. It's like she stands up and fights for herself on an artistic level. She ain't never been into no damn squabbles with no damn female rappers behind the scenes on some dumb shit like that. She's never did that. Cardi brung all of those antics to the game with her problematic ass because what it is that you don't feel talented enough to be in these spaces, and you felt like once you were dumped into these spaces, you had to fight to be there. And it's just like if you're a real artist, like it's a comfortability that comes with being a real artist, and you feeling like you belong where you exist. But if you don't feel like you belong there, you're gonna constantly be like defensive and feel like you have to fight. Because remember, she was like, "Because that's when people say that I don't deserve this shit. That's when I go off, and that's when I don't." No, you never heard Foxy Brown do no shit like that. Never. They know that they own that shit. You never heard none of the female rappers from the past do that shit. No. Let me plug my phone up real quick. I'm about to get off of here though. I feel like I served the conversation of purpose. Um, Dream Doll flopped with I. She too worried about Tory Lanez. You know, she tried to get a bite off of the controversy when he dropped this album, and she realized the other doll had said something, so she wanted to come out and say some shit. Yeah, you're right. Your diss record to Tory Lanez is the most viewed song that you do have, and that's a damn shame. You got Fabio Foreign on your record, and it flopped. You got the whole Nicki pathetic aesthetic going on from like 2007. Dream Doll is a very pretty girl though, but it's just like I don't see it for her musically. You know, she tried to dick ride Drewski in New York City because you know he's a radio DJ. So she see people don't think that you understand their links to certain people. Drewski is a radio DJ. She feels like if she dick rides Drewski, he's gonna get her spins on the radio. I see that shit, and the shit still ain't get you nowhere. You got a song, a video that came out a month ago that got 800,000 views. Mm, the song is nowhere on iTunes. Cardi came out with her feature with Anitta, Gusta. Tu saber, through Software. Shit been out for like a week or two, and it's already out the top 200 of iTunes. Let's watch it magically all of a sudden go back up. They might discount it. They might heavily playlist it. But Tusa didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? She be trying so bad to just like have these moments, like you know what I'm saying. She probably like you noticed on that record she tried to rap more in Spanish, but it's like how Nicki sounds better. She sounds better, more prettier, like on the record than her. She just did. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? I listened to it because I had to have an opinion about it. So I did listen to it. Yo, LeBron, hip hop don't respect Cardi. Have you noticed Cardi never made XXL Freshman's List, never get in the BET Cypher? Highlight that. Never brought up top female rapper combo? Highlight that. Even Iggy did all of these things. That's a fact. That's a fact, Q. Moneybag Yo, QC, Young Blood, the baby. That shit was whack. That the baby feature was whack, and that shit flopped too. They always get Megan on the song when they want to talk about sex. Moneybag Yo, she had that song. All that was all that her song, or was that another one? QC. Who's Youngblood? Or you mean Are you talking about because they was in the studio the other day? These advertisements of Cardi and her city people vandalized them. It's payola. All of it's payola. Oh, I seen that too. Fashion Nova is part of Rainbow. I could definitely believe that. I could definitely believe that. Yeah, I agree. That's like some city trends type shit. Do you think Cardi will have a feature with Rihanna? I honestly don't know. I don't know to be honest with you. I don't know. The last feature she did was Party Next Door, which I believe that she's still close to Drake. So you know Drake probably gonna have a Rihanna feature. But Cardi, I don't know. I have to be honest with you. I really don't know what feature she gonna have on the next album. I really don't care, but if she get Rihanna, she probably begged for that shit. Let's see. Yup, that's why I really admire Nicki Minaj so bad. She's a first generation Trinidadian. She's still killing the game for a country girl. Yeah, she made that shit work. Nikki made that shit work when she got on when she was on doing those interviews. She was like, I didn't finish. She didn't go to college or finish. She was like, this shit has to work. Like it gotta work. And every time that she stepped out, it wasn't about her antics and shit like that. It was all based on skill. Like this is what like listen, y'all. I don't be wanting to sound like a broken record and sound like I'm saying all of the same shit all the time. But this is why this girl can go off Instagram for months. Like, find something very attractive about that you don't got to see her posting her stories every 2 days or whatever the case may be. Nikki is only on Instagram when it's about talking about shit related to what she's promoting. If you notice that, she kind of transitioned over. I love that about her. That's so inspirational that she does not have to be online. She don't got to be online. Like, what's fucking with that? Like, you could just release some shit. She's ghost for like 3 4 months, and then she come back like nothing never happened. You know what I'm saying? She probably be deleting them apps off of her phone. I think she said something like that before. Trinidad in the building. One of my friends was from Trinidad, from Faizabad. I think that's south, right? Faizabad. The industry and media toys with Nicki, but they will fail to realize Nicki is legendary. She has features with heavyweights Nas, Eminem, Cameron, etc. Kanye West. Cardi hasn't gotten a heavyweight feature yet. No, because they don't believe it. They don't believe in her on that level. She got these Latina features, and shit like that. But I really feel like Gusta is a reflection of what songs would do for her if they weren't putting that all of that money behind it. And what do you guys think? If she didn't come out with WAP, like say she came out with that song that she featured in the club, that respect song or whatever, not selling sex, I don't think that it would be that big. A lot of people question, they be like, well, why is WAP doing that? Why is it doing this? Let's think about this. Think about the lyrics of that song, no matter how basic it is. They are selling sex in the lyrics. Think about the little girls who stream that shit. And you know what I'm saying? They hear lyrics and they're like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what they're saying in the song, it's going to sell because it's sexual. It's sexual and it's being heavy playlisted. Look at the City Girls Pussy. I did that video the other day. Look at the City Girls Pussy Talk or Good Form. Those were kind of sexual songs too, but they're not playlisted heavily and they're not getting radio play. So they're gonna fall differently. They're gonna fall differently. That's not to say I think Pussy Talk could be just as a big as record as WAP. I think Good Form could have been just as a big record as WAP, but it's just not positioned right. You know what I'm saying? Sex sells. Sexy video, sexy song, sex sells. I'm not amused. I'm not thinking you're the best rapper because you got a number one song. And this is why you could tell you got to break down people's conversation. And she was just like, I sat down with what's the name because I'm the number one artist. I have a number one song. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? That don't have nothing to do with anything. But when you're a pea brain, you don't think outside the box, and you're like, yeah, she did sit down with Joe Biden because she has the number one song. That shouldn't have anything to do with anything. To be honest with you, open up your mind and think about some of these things that people say. Like, hmm, exactly. So I'm sticking with organic shit, and Nicki is a shit on all levels when it comes to the female rap shit. Nicki honestly raps better than a lot of the dudes. A lot of them. Nicki is better than Offset. Nicki is better than all of the Migos. All of them. Cardi feel like she don't need Offset to beg for her features for her anymore. She has arrived. She still need him. And you know what I wanted to say? Like I wanted to do a video so bad, like around the time when they announced that divorce. I don't believe that she's gonna leave Offset. I believe that Cardi is gonna bring out that album within the next month or two. And I feel like this is going to catapult her next move. I really, really do believe that. And I think that by the time it all rolls out, it's going to be like, oh, we really love each other and we're going to stay together. Um, or the flip side of it is that it's really like the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really feel like money is really an issue right now with them in regards to I just feel like it's a money thing. Like, he has the children, child support. I felt like with this whole pandemic, it just probably showed people true colors. You had a lot of time to sit with yourself and just think about shit. And when you have a high price lifestyle like that, it takes money to keep that shit moving. And under it all, she could be really unhappy, but I wouldn't consider Cardi a marketing genius, but I feel like she knows how to work social media and get the blogs talking. So I feel like she knows what to do. She knows exactly what to do, like to get people talking about her. So I felt personally that she has something up her sleeve. Like it's gonna be something that's following. It's gonna be something that's following. Following WAP shortly. That's what I personally think. Tiger did a feature with Meg, Gucci Mane, and someone else. What song did she do with Tiger? I never heard that. Nikki B goes for months and pop up like nothing happened, and all the girls start scrambling. Right, right, and I like that. Like, truly think about that. All these people, they gotta come. Like Megan, Tory posted his shit. Tory posted his album on Friday. Megan gotta come with a subliminal message. It's just like, go away. You so thirsty off of the clout now, especially since if you notice since Megan collabed with Nicki, I'm not trying to be funny, but I literally watched it. Like before she collabed with Nicki, like this is all they do is they buy into other people's fan bases. She did a collaboration with Nicki, she did a collaboration with Beyonce, she did a collaboration with Cardi. All she really does is buy into other people's fan bases, and it makes her likes go up on her pictures. Before she was collaborating, um, before Megan collaborated with Nicki, her photos wasn't even getting a million likes on Instagram. Be clear, be clear, because I look at the analytics of all of that shit. Trust me, I peeped, I peeped that shit. I peeped that shit. Cardi B tried to. Oh my god. I just seen a message come across my shit. That's what I'm just talking about. Cardi B tried to copy Nicki and Karol G, but Tusa was a worldwide hit. This is why I said Tusa where me Gusta. She tried to really be like they really tried to force that shit. They tried to force that shit, y'all. That shit is not a hit. I do y'all no. Nope. No. Nikki B goes for months and then pop up on God. Cardi endorsing Joe Biden campaign. And you know what's so crazy with that whole Candace Owens thing? It's like a lot of people just say shit and I said this before. Cardi is one of those people who talks about things and she's a surface scraper. You ever ask somebody like, oh, you watch this show on HBO? And they're like, yeah, I watch it, but they can't give you no details about the show. I'm one of those people. I listen to what people say. If I ask you about something and you can't further delve and you can't give me like let's take this shit back to school when you're writing a paper about something. If I ask you a question about something, give me 3 or 4 examples from it. If I ask somebody a question and they don't give me examples, I don't think that you've seen it. I don't think that you know what you're talking about. You want all of these lower taxes and shit like that. And then, like Candace Jones broke it down, she was like, it's impossible to have lower taxes and universal health care. So it's like she even angled her right away. She was just like, if you're an entertainer or music, do that, but don't step over into this arena because you actually make people look stupid. You really, really do. And I agree with that. If you remove Megan from the record, the song would have been a laughing stock. I'll admit the video was dope. Her creative director is awesome. Crazy thing is I don't hear WAP on the radio. I see it climbing on the radio charts. That song is getting over 1 million impressions every day. Cardi needed the Migos. They were hottest thing during 2017, and by her associating herself to them, that gave her the stamp when she needed it. That's all the gimmicks. Yep, I agree. And you know what's so crazy? Um, when I was listening to that interview with Tasha K, how she broke it down because she said recently Cardi has settled. She said recently Cardi has settled with her old label. And if you think about it, that was shady business practices. That was fucked up. That was shady business practices. So basically, and even I could figure that out myself. Like she was doing when Cardi got signed, I think KSR was her management, and then Atlantic was the label. Like Rock Nation is Megan, and 1501 is the label. So it was like she was on KSR, but then, she got with Offset. Offset brung her to QC, even though she tried to make it seem like she wasn't on QC. They was getting money from her. They was making deals for her and moving around. So it was like she was taking money and giving it only solely to QC, but KSR, like that's the way that's the gist of it that I got from the interview. So it's like there's a lot of money on the back end in this shit. And then if they settled, it's like that shit had to hit her pockets. And let's not be jaded by when we see celebrities walking around with Birkin bags and looking nice and jumping in vehicles and shit. A lot of that should be paid for. Like real talk, a lot of that should be paid for. A lot of that should be free, and it be gifts and shit like that. So don't be jaded by a lot of that shit. Don't be jaded by it. A lot of people could be acting like they live in these lifestyles, and then that bank account balance is looking like a regular 9 to 5 person. Real talk, real talk. I agree. I agree that divorce is another stunt from the stunt queen. Yeah, we'll see how it all rolls out. Cardi is a social be Cardi is a social media personality acting in the role of a rapper. Right. I agree with that 100%. The song is okay, to be honest. I've never heard the song streaming on Pandora on Megan's radio. What song are you talking about? Candace Owens ate her up, but she ate her up on some real shit. It's like, and I've been saying that when I used to do my commentary before. I used to always say that when she would try to dabble in politics, like, you do not speak for me. Like, you don't speak for me and the people who I know, and like the people around. Like, you don't speak for my community. Like, you getting up here, you can't even form a full sentence. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize, and they take it back to the basics of being like in elementary school. But I don't even like when people don't speak in complete sentences. Like, I could come up here and use jargon and, like, use slang and shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you constantly speak and you're not speak like, that should be really be making me think that she came from another country, because it's just like, for you to even, like, if she still kind of types like that, like online, it's like, if you can't write or speak in complete sentences, how dare you try to get up in the medium of speaking about politics. And that just really, it makes us look bad, because it makes it looks like, that we stamp this shit, like this is what we're about. And like, okay, like, yes, like, she's the one, she speaks for us. And you know how many simpletons and like the simple-minded people who just will think like, yeah, she's doing this. Nicki Minaj never got out there and spoke about politics. She never like, no, because maybe she's not passionate about it. You don't want to get out there and make yourself a complete ass. You're literally doing this shit to make black people love you more. That's what it's all about. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. And if y'all looked at, I seen that recent interview that she did with the Breakfast Club, and she was talking about Offset's mom. She's like, yeah, because Offset's mom is a strong black woman. Hmm. She probably don't like his mom. Man, I don't even listen to the City Girls, and they song Pushy Talk could have been their WAP if QC partnered with a big label and pushed it. Right? They definitely got robbed. Doja Cat was on that too. They got robbed. It wasn't positioned right. Remember when Cardi quoted Lemonade, "You gonna lose your wife before they were even married"? This whole divorce for her sophomore album was an angle. I agree. She used her baby for the first album on some Beyonce shit, just like how Beyonce used Blue to sell Four when she announced her at the VMAs. Four was on the brink of going platinum. Back when we were on doing pure sales, it was still selling, but it wasn't selling like her previous albums. Four was the album when Beyonce came out, when she dropped. But you know what? I respected her so much from that album, because that's when she fully grew up, and I felt like I liked her so much because she wasn't doing that pop music like that. I felt like from Four on is when she really found her roots. Like, I like pop music. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I like a lot of songs that y'all probably be shocked that I even like. But I liked the growth from her. And then, when she did her documentaries, you learn so much from Beyonce. She was just like, I'm managing myself now. She said, on this album, I made so many mistakes, but I don't even care. Like, I'm just growing and growing and growing. Like, I'm getting better and doing whatever. So I really respected that from her. But I felt like Cardi did use that baby. Like, her baby was a lot of the reason for a lot of those sales. Like, when she did that Be Careful, and she had, yeah, she used that baby to sell that album. So I felt like the baby was the gimmick for album one, and then the divorce is gonna be that, album two. I like Megan, but I wish she wouldn't twerk so much. She loves posting thirst traps. Is she still attending school? I don't think she is. I think she's too deep in with the music right now, to be honest with you. They actually were married. Hell, they were married before the fake proposal. She can barely speak for herself, right? and you getting up on panels and getting in spaces with people. It's like you can't even complete a full sentence. That's embarrassing. That is really embarrassing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That is truly embarrassing. Like, just get up there and say some regular shit. Like, say some shit about the music industry, how you feel like, I don't know, like, say some shit in regards to that, but don't come up. And it's like, I have a huge question. Who is booking her? And who is the, this is why I'm trying to tell you that she has favor in regards to being positioned on playlists and shit, because who is putting this girl in front of Joe Biden? Who's doing that shit? And that shit don't have nothing to do with you having the number one song in the world, in the world or in the United States. That doesn't have nothing to do with that. Cardi desperately wants to be a black woman. I agree with that. I agree, but then it's the same women who she disses. You just seen the other day, when she was going through that whole controversy with Tasha K, and she posted like two roaches on some jelly or some jam or some shit like that. She likes being controversial. IMO, in my opinion. Haha, you guys are bad, but facts. And what she said disrespected Candace and her unborn child because she can't debate. She's uneducated and nonverbal. Yes. Oh my God, that shit embarrassing as fuck. They feel like she representing black people. Yep. And that's why I'm glad that Candace Owens said that, because even though I disagree with some of the stuff that she says, that was a very valid statement. Very valid. Democrats made Cardi the voice for blacks. She not even black. Didn't she call didn't she call black women roaches and monkeys? She's a culture vulture. Yeah. And she know that people say that. She knows that people calls she knows that people call her a culture vulture and shit like that too. A culture vulture to me is somebody who really doesn't know about the culture. I guarantee you right now, and she could go educate herself on it. But what am I trying to say? If you when you just survey, even when she released WAP, when you survey Cardi in her regular setting and just kind of just look at her, she really enjoys Hispanic music and culture. And that's fine and everything, right? If Cardi was to get on this live right now and I was to grill her about the female rappers from the 90s going forward, I guarantee you she would not know the history of the female rappers. So when she even got on stage on some left eye shit with the ponytails and shit like that, you did that for an aesthetic look. You didn't do it because you liked Left Eye and because you really looked up to her or anything. You did it because it was your label or people like that was behind that shit. Like it wasn't any true like feeling behind that shit. And this is why Little Kim, Tory was working on the album with her, but this is why I feel like Little Kim feels away, and then people was getting mad at Kim like, oh, excuse me, oh, she shouldn't feel away or whatever the case may be. But I honestly think that maybe she has a valid point, because you want to dick ride me, you want to wear different, um what do they call it, vintage like outfits, and you want to do your hair in the Louis Vuitton print and do all of that shit. You want to this is what Kim is talking about. She ain't talking about Nicki. She said, I don't like when girls try to steal from me, but then they don't want to come behind the scenes and do the work. She's talking about Cardi. You want to steal from me, you want to steal my style, you want to dress up and do all of that shit, but you don't actually want to feature me and shit like that. That's whack. This is the same girl, and even though I disagree with Kim, she talking about she passed the torch to Cardi. You did that shit all in shade of Nicki. Like, nah, I would rather see Kim collaborate with Nicki, because I feel like that's what she really wants anyway. I don't care what nobody say. You seen how Remy came back talking about like, I don't have anything against Nicki. I'm pretty sure Kim, she sees it now. Like, yeah, I kind of like Nicki. I know she has to like Nicki. She even said it before that she wasn't a bad artist. She was like, I think she's a little overrated, but she was like, I don't think she's bad. You can't say that Nicki is bad. She killed all of y'all, and that's facts. Cardi claims black when it's convenient. They running up WAP numbers to compensate for her album. So it's like, bro, that Yellow did for IOP. I'm so happy that you said that shit. Yep. So when her album is released, it'll already be gold. You already know where that's going, Think Pink. You already know. Exactly, and allegedly Money and Press going to be on her new album too. If she put that on that album, she got to put Please Me on it too. That was a part of it too. Please Me was a part of that too. That's why I'm saying don't forget about that. Please Me, Money, and Press. Those are three singles. So this is literally so. Listen, we're on single four. Even though it's been 9 months since WAP came out, this is single four. It's funny how she got mad at Nicki for liking a comment about her child, but also making fun of an unborn child. But that was also a fake. That wasn't real. She didn't like a comment about her baby. Nicki don't even communicate with Cardi B fans on Instagram, on Twitter or Instagram or nothing. Cardi does that shit. She argued back and forth with Nicki's fans and do shit like that. Nicki don't do that. She's too classy. The real talk, and there's nothing more, nothing less to say in regards to that. She's too classy. She got two. Listen, you ain't when you talk about Nicki like communicating and liking with her fans. Nicki has way too many fans that tweets her even when she's not online. Like she has way too many comments from fans like to even see some shit from her fans like that. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. All she got to do is tweet and her shit is flooded. She's not gonna just pinpoint. It's so much love coming in. Why would she even take an opportunity to even respond? That's never been her style. Now we're talking about somebody like from the history of them being on Twitter. She has never had a style of responding to another fan base fan, like another celebrity's fans. She doesn't have a track record for doing that. She don't. That's real talk. She does not have a track record for responding to somebody else's fans. Like, cause that's bullshit. That really is clown shit. You don't do that shit. Whether it's Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, like even when they went through it, she don't respond to fans. She's too high up on some shit. And I'm not trying to be funny, like high up on some like another level, but she knows her role. Nicki knows how powerful that she is. She might say some shit to a blogger or somebody who wrote some dumb shit on a viral tweet that's not associated, but she's not gonna say something to a person who has Barty gang and they shit. She got too much love from her fans. Why would she do that when she could just retweet one of her fans on some shit? My point, that fake concert proposal, yeah, that was a red flag. But you know what? She got everything that she deserved. I used to follow Cardi on Vine when she was stripping, and I remember her saying she wanted to be a comedian. She had no true dreams of being a rapper. She wanted to be a comedian. Thank you. And this is why I'm trying to tell people, like, especially some people, they be like, oh, you just don't like Cardi because of Nicki. No, I don't like her because her grind is not real. I like Cardi and I respected her when she was on Love and Hip Hop. I didn't like when she started that fight with that girl at the end and she basically attacked her. And I felt like she did do that because she was black and she had a big mouth, right? But I didn't like have how it turned into her being a rapper, and it's just like you can't sell me a dream. Like you can't do it. I'm not one of those people. Like no, just because you blindfolded me and you was one way when I was unblindfolded, and then you switched up. No, that's just aesthetic. That's not who you truly are. That's not who you truly are. I could tell the difference. Don't forget, Nicki said Cardi asked her to be on her second single, and Nicki said, "You been all around Kim and Remy. Why you ain't asked them?" Exactly, but she also said that they already did motorsport, so she ain't really want to do it. She didn't want to do that, right? She made it up for attention, right? Nah, funny how Kim will stand behind Tory. Watch. Yep, that's another thing that I was thinking too. Kim is probably aggy as fuck right now because she probably been recording with Tory, recording with him, and now she's back with Mr. Papers. Tory was probably fucking all of them. He probably was fucking with Kim too. But um, that throws a wrench in her plans. Let's think about it. If Tori was working on an album with her, that kind of throws a wrench in the plans. And Kim is one of those girls where she hangs around dudes all day, so she's probably really angry with Megan right now. She probably is, but she's just not gonna say nothing because it's gonna make her look bad. Thank you. Nikki is very, very classy. That's why I hated when people said Nikki was scared to fight Cardi at Harper's Bazaar. No, Nikki isn't going to ruin her image. I want to say this to y'all too. Azaria Banks pointed this out on Twitter. When Cardi B was coming up, I don't know if y'all paid attention to this, but it was this page that was on Twitter. And it's like what they do is they keep mentioning Cardi's name with Nikki, and it was this page that kept saying Nicki Minaj, this is Cardi, and like this was before like any like shots where anything was thrown. But what happens is that they keep saying it, and it's like your name gets attached to this person because they keep mentioning it and mentioning it and mentioning it. And I just feel so bad for Nicki Minaj because I feel like for her, for the level of her skill, for her to just be attached to somebody like a Cardi B, like I would rather her have an ongoing beef with like a Remy Ma, like somebody who's really talented that's gonna push Nicki to just be like, oh, I gotta be on my shit all the time. Like, even though she is lyrically when she write her shit, like I feel like somebody more deserving and artistic deserves that type of spot to be kind of like at a war or having a spat with Nicki. We're literally talking about somebody who has zero talent, like somebody who has just been pushed upon us, and you're in the conversation but you actually have no skill. I honestly think that she probably should. I don't even think that she's skilled enough to be a blogger. Even to be a blogger and do content, you have to be well spoken, well read, to some extent. You have to have some sort of thought process and cohesiveness to like just presenting a thought and to being able to execute it, and to even brainstorm like in the moment, like on spot. Like I literally do that when I'm thinking about shit. Like I be brainstorming shit like dot 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 dot. Like I think about shit like that. You just it's different. She also wanted to act. Well, technically she is acting. She's acting like a rapper. They give an accolade she don't deserve. Pin that. Pin that. I would love if Kim did a collaboratory shit. She's already on career suicide watch, so why not do it? You know that they're gonna nail her to the cross if she do a collaboration with Tory. If she does a collaboration with Tory right now, they definitely gonna do that. But yo, I've been up here for an hour and 30 minutes. I just wanted to come up here and chit chat. I really appreciate y'all communicating. Um, Chatting with me. Kim is a badass. I hated Remy's diss to Nicki, but Remy and Nicki are lyrical beasts and bars, wordplay out of this world. Yep, I agree with you on that. And I agree that both of them was sending subliminals back and forth at each other. They both was. Nicki did the Remy did the wait a minute, but I think Remy did kind of start it. Remy started it on who the fuck gave you the crown, bitch? Steve Harvey Money Shower. She started on that. It was just a back and forth. They was really doing some back and forth shit. So that's what rappers do though. But you seen out of that situation, we ain't get no Cardi and we didn't get any type of action like that. Nah, we didn't get that. Cardi is problematic when in the female rapper field. So that's what I think about it. But when you don't have a skill, you have to come out and do some crazy shit. You're constantly fighting because it's just like, even let's think about that interview with Cardi did. And she was like, I was on a red carpet and it wasn't Nicki. And she was like, somebody made me feel like I wasn't supposed to be there. Somebody is always making you feel like you're not supposed to be there because you truly know that you're not supposed to be there, baby. You know you ain't supposed to be here. You know. That shit truly, and I know that y'all might be like, yo, that's fucked up, but I just feel like for the lineage of female rappers to the people who like Azealia Banks and Angel Hayes and the people who really rap and just didn't really have a chance, even to the Remy Ma's, it's just like for somebody like her to just be pushed to the front, and we have all these amazing artists, like that shit is just wrong. It's wrong for the culture of female rappers. It's wrong to the lineage of black women who really have the talent and really, 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 really go hard. It's really wrong. It's wrong. And I don't care what number one chart and what stream a person has. That shit don't move me. That shit don't move me. It don't move me. And it don't impress me. Like, nah, no. I like Megan. I support her, but I feel like she's lying. Maybe Rock Nation told her to say that because Tory is independent now. Angel Hayes is very slept on. But listen, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. I really appreciate y'all tuning in and chatting, sending all of these crazy messages. Not crazy messages, but just chit chatting in regards to this. So, yeah, Dream Doll flopped. Mi Gusta flopped. Tu Where. Where she really wanted to be like, yo, this is gonna be crazy. WAP is out. I'm about to drop with Anitta. She was like, I love this song. It's so catchy. That shit is not doing. That shit is 200 plays away from fucking Tusa. Tusa. They thought that this was gonna be that hit, but it wasn't. You can't duplicate that shit. A hit is a hit, and I feel like a lot of Cardi's records will fall the same way on the charts if they just wasn't heavy playlists in there. Like she could never survive the Nicki treatment. She could never really survive that hate train, especially when the industry will be against her and not supporting her shit. The DJ's not playing her record. These girls will be blades to wrist. They will be out of the game, and that's real talk. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. I hope you have a blessed evening. Who knows? I might get on here tomorrow. What did y'all think about Trump? I'm gonna end it on this note. What did y'all think about Trump? They said that Trump, um, he paid $750 in taxes from 2016 to 2018, some shit like that. This is what I want to say, right? This is what I will say. Shit, I understand what he mean because when you got to pay your bills and shit, how many of y'all done pushed your taxes up to fucking nine, claiming nine dependents? So they basically ain't taking no money out your check. Sometimes shit is real. I don't know Trump's situation. He has Celebrity Apprentice and he comes from money, so I don't know why he's only paying $750 in taxes. But white people don't care. Right. I don't know why he's only paying $750 in taxes, but shit, I can relate to that when you ain't, when they fucking killing your check with federal income tax. Like shit. So whatever. I'm out of here. I hope y'all have a blessed evening and I'm gonna talk to y'all later.